Good afternoon. My name is Vimal. I am the MD India for Sales for Snowflake. It's an honor to be here at this summit with an incredible audience here. We've heard a number of sessions today around data. And to give you a little background about me, I started the Snowflake business almost 3.5 years ago as employee number one for both Southeast Asia and India. And now I run the entire sales team for Snowflake in India. And the journey has been phenomenal because when I look at India as a market for data in particular, there is no market like this anywhere on the planet. The kind of innovative use cases customers are adopting today, the kind of conversations we're having with customers around outcomes, business cases, how do we transform the way we think about our industry as well is truly incredible. And I believe in many years, India will be seen as the lighthouse for the planet for everything to do with data. And this is my sincere belief because we've seen that. You'll see a lot about it in my presentation as well. I'm going to walk you through the journey about what is Snowflake today, what are we doing at scale, why are we relevant to so many industries, and how are we redefining industries with data. And to give you some context as well, Snowflake globally is one of the fastest growing software companies in the history. We had a blockbuster initial public offering in September 2020, which at that time was the largest IPO in software history. And that's truly the testament of the customers that are adopting Snowflake at scale. And we'll talk about that in the future slides as well. So let me start to give you a little perspective on what is the data cloud. The data cloud is a global network. It's one global unified system that connects companies and data providers to relevant data for their business. Now, what we talk about is this is really an entire network of different customers coming together and consuming data at scale on the Snowflake platform. And if you look at Snowflake's unique proposition globally, we're a multi-cloud environment. We're available today on AWS, Microsoft Azure, as well as Google. And this truly becomes a force multiplier for companies to adopt Snowflake at scale, irrespective of the cloud platform of their choice. When we talk about the benefits of the data cloud, we're really talking about three things: access, governance, and action. When we talk about access, we talk about your organization data, which we call the first-party data. Today, everyone has a need. We heard that in some amazing panel sessions as well on the way customers are redefining the way they're thinking about data today. And it all starts with bringing your organization data in a single source of truth, which we call first-party data. But once that is in place, what you really do at the next level is you talk about the ecosystem data. Could be your partners, suppliers, customers as well. And how do I now integrate second-party data with my own first-party organization's data to enrich my analytics and decision-making process. And finally, when we talk about third-party, we have a Snowflake data marketplace, more than 1,300 listings of data providers on our data marketplace globally. And this really makes it the next level of consuming data from third-party data providers at scale. And it doesn't end there. If today you're a customer and you realize that you have data that you want to potentially monetize or even share at scale, you could be one of those data providers on the Snowflake data marketplace. So when we talk about access, it's the Snowflake platform that gives you access to obviously your own organization data, second party, and the third party data sets from our marketplace. The second big pillar is governance. There is nobody in this room who will not say that security is not a concern or governance of data. At Snowflake, security was built from the grounds up. It's not an afterthought. It all starts with knowing your data. What data are you putting into Snowflake? How do you protect the data? Anything that flows into Snowflake at rest as well as flight is encrypted by default. And how do you unlock your data? By offering role-based access control for the relevant set of users within your organization, and only those set of users to have access to the right data at the right time. And finally, when you have access and governance, you need to have actionable insights on that data. Could be many, many downstream consumers, could be product development teams who are building new products. It could be data science users who are running models and training them on the entire data set instead of just a small set of data. You're looking at analysts who are looking at day-to-day reporting. And of course, if you're looking to develop new products, business development teams today, what are we doing innovative in our organization? Whether it's a bank, insurance company, manufacturing company, or any industry for that matter. We're also having amazing talks with the government, for example, on how do we unlock Citizen 360. Because ultimately, like a customer 360, we have access to so many different services. How do we then bring that all into a single place? And to talk a little bit about the platform, what is Snowflake and how are we redefining industries? It all starts with this. It's a single platform for all the workloads that you can imagine around data. We started off obviously as a data warehouse built for the cloud, but as we have evolved in the journey, and I've been here long enough to say that it's been an amazing evolution as far as Snowflake is concerned. We've onboarded new use cases, collaboration use cases around data sharing, for example. How do you build robust data engineering pipelines with the help of Snowflake? We've launched new workloads around cybersecurity, data science, AI, and ML, and also how do customers today start building native applications on top of Snowflake and then directly publish that on our marketplace for monetizing. This is what we truly believe is the next frontier for us, where we're not just talking about data, but we're also encouraging customers to develop unique and innovative applications on top of Snowflake because it's such a phenomenally powerful platform. But also, how do we then monetize that directly on our data marketplace? We support any kind of data, unstructured, semi-structured, structured, streaming data for that matter as well. And the outcomes, I think everybody in the room here today will really say, you know what, technology is great, but what are the outcomes that we're trying to drive? Could be around predictions, could be around building great data products. How do we monetize this data? And finally, it all comes to, the entire proof of the pudding really comes to when we can onboard these use cases in a remarkably short time. Our time to value is unprecedented, and it's all the power of the platform, which is the entire intelligent infrastructure and the entire secret sauce that we call it, that goes behind enabling these fantastic business use cases today. This is our Q2 results. This is important because this shows the meteoric rise of Snowflake even today after being a company which has gone GA for almost 7 years. Our Q2 results was at $466 million for Q2 alone, representing an 83% year-on-year growth, which is a staggering number at this scale. When I look at the number of customers, we have more than 6,800 customers globally. More than 246 customers, consume Snowflake at $1 million or more. But one of the key fundamental numbers that I track as well at my level, and so does my CEO, is the net revenue retention rate. It is unprecedented at 171%, which means customers today onboard Snowflake to start with a single use case, realize the value of what we provide from a platform standpoint, and onboard a lot more use cases on our platform, making our NRR at 171%. But finally, the key score that we also track is Net Promoter Score. I don't know how many people are familiar with Net Promoter Scores, but we're at 72, which is among the industry highest that has ever been recorded. This really is a testament of all our customers who talk about Snowflake to other prospects in the market. And this truly is the testament of the value that we are providing for customers today. And how are we all doing it, right? So this was the platform, this is what we have done, and this is who we are today. But what are we really driving for our customers today? I want to talk about real-life use cases for a few customers who are operating Snowflake at mega scale. When I say mega scale, 50, 70, 80, 90 petabytes of analytically available data in the example of Capital One Bank. And the chief data scientist has a video, and if the team here can play that video for about a couple of minutes, please. Thank you.
Capital One's mission is to change banking for good. When we envision a future for banking, we don't start with what other banks are doing. We really take a look at how is technology changing people's lives. I am Salim Sayed. I'm the engineering lead.
My name is Nagendra Guru, Director, Data Engineering. I'm 16 years at Capital One, and I have seen through multiple transformations. The biggest step that we did was going into cloud.
Things are changing really fast. And we needed to adapt. We had to be agile. Going to the cloud was the first step. Other financial companies are going in the cloud, but they're tiptoeing in. We're the first bank to move all public cloud. We had to figure out what are the best practices with unlimited compute and storage. How do you manage governance in this new world?
We found Snowflake to be a revolutionary concept. Snowflake gave us the separation of compute and storage, which helped our data engineering teams focus more time on innovation than worrying about managing or provisioning the infrastructure.
It's really the amount of data that's coming in now. And at the pace, the speed that is coming in, do you have the infrastructure to get the insights quickly for your customers? Now, if there is a crash of a cluster, Snowflake automatically restarts and picks up where it left off. And that's huge for our business continuity.
With Snowflake, our data scientist community can create machine learning algorithms and train the models so that we can serve a lot of digital products like Eno, which is our Capital One intelligent assistant.
When we first selected Snowflake, we realized we had to start building self-service tools that we could just give it to our lines of businesses so they could manage their own onboarding of Snowflake resources. The point was make it easy, transparent, hide the governance complexity, and that allowed us to move much faster. We use Amazon Web Service as our primary cloud provider, and Snowflake integrates really well with it. The way we move data was extremely fast because of the integration that they've already made. We have thousands of analysts running millions of queries a day, and sometimes we're having a few hundred concurrent queries. They're getting predictable performance. Their queries are running at the same speed no matter who else is running on the platform.
We are excited about a lot of Snowflake new features. Things like Snowpark, where we can better implement our machine learning models.
Data Marketplace is another place where Capital One is exploring. We're running multiple POCs. We're already using COVID-19 data, and it's really helping us make better financial decisions around where the hotspots are, how to react quickly. It's completely revolutionizing the data industry.
We have a great partnership. Snowflake is always open to take the feedback.
I think Snowflake is hugely powerful. It saves a lot of time, a lot of money, speed to market increases, can scale to the demand.
And you saw that. The customer really loves using Snowflake. And if I was to leave one key message for everybody in this room today, yes, data is a complex problem to solve. Data is challenging. Consolidating data in a single source of truth is definitely a daunting task. But we make it incredibly easy for you to adopt Snowflake at scale. And that's exactly what we've seen in customers like Swiggy. I'm sure everyone in this room has ordered food from Swiggy. I don't think there's anyone in this room who's never ordered food on the Swiggy platform. They're a very large customer of Snowflake today. I don't want to walk you through every single problem statement, solution, and the results. But if I were to tell you about the results, 92% decrease in queries that run over 5 minutes and then failed stopped with the Snowflake platform. Their cost per query with the increase in exponential volume decreased by 1.8x. So they were able to do a lot more on the platform with much more amount of data, with more concurrent users at scale for a much lower cost. When we talk about urban company in India as well, if I look at the results, and Dheeraj speaks really highly about Snowflake, operational excellence, the queries that had taken more than 20 minutes to compute now returned in less than 2 minutes. Now, obviously, these are technical numbers. The key question to ask yourself and the business and the CFO's office, if this happens, what is the outcome for the business? It's never about technical, I'm better than the other, I'm faster. But because of the queries running faster, are you able to adapt your business in a much more efficient manner? When we talk about Novartis, it's a global healthcare behemoth. If I look at the results, it's got predictive study management. They've transformed the operations. It's an open for all data portal that they have developed as well. And anyone can search and explore available data sets. And finally, cost savings. They've seen so many 80 plus data sources connected on a single platform across multiple applications and multi-million-dollar cost savings. And finally, when I talk about AXA, this name is known to everybody from the insurance space as well. One of the key results that what they achieved was workload consolidation and a huge reduction in security efforts. And just to finally conclude with a number of customers, both Indian as well as global customers, and these are all some of our best customers. A few of them, I think, are sitting in the audience here today as well, and extremely proud to have you as our customer as well. And these are customers who have trusted Snowflake with not only the first workload, but also are working with us for the art of the possible of what can we do more once they have adopted Snowflake at scale. With that, come to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Happy to take any questions later offline as well. Thank you.